Alright, so in this problem we're going to use the present value tables to calculate the price of the bond. The issuance means how much the bond sold for. Bonds have two cash flow streams. They have an interest payment that the company makes periodically, and then they have the face value of the bond that is paid back at when the bond matures. And so to figure out the price, we have to discount or use the present value tables on each of those cash flow streams to figure out what the present value of the bond is. So we have the interest payment, and we will need to do the cash flows for that, and then we have the principal, or that's just it is the principal, but a lot of times it's called the face value. So let's just do that. And we have the face value, what is again paid back at the end. So in this case, it's 11% interest. That is the stated rate. So the bond is going to pay 11% of 300,000 each year, but it tells us that the bond pays interest semi-annually. So it's really going to pay 5.5% in the first half of the year and 5.5% in the second. And so it's a 10-year bond, but it's really going to have 20 interest payments. So that's the way we like to think about it. When it's semi-annual, you half the rate and double the periods, and because of that, we're going to half the market rate as well. So 5.5 times 30,000 or 300,000 is 16,500, or of course you could have done 300,000 times 11%. That's 33,000 for the year. Divide that in two, because half will be paid in the first half of the year, half will be paid in the second half of the year. And of course the face value is the 300,000. So we're going to multiply these by the present value from the tables. So let's switch over to the tables. Alright, this is the present value of an annuity. So interest payments are an annuity. They are paid at regular intervals. It's not just one interest payment. And so, I forgot the number. Oh, it was 5%. So when we're looking at the tables, we're always using the market rate. The stated rate is only used to determine the amount of interest payment to the bondholder. So the market rate was 5%, right, because we halved the 10, and the number of periods is 20 because we've doubled the periods from 10 to 20. And so a number that we're looking for is 12.462. So let's go put that into our calculation. Okay, so I put 12.462, I multiply that by the 16,500, and I get the present value of the interest payments as 205,623. Now we need to figure out the present value of the face value, because that is going to get paid back at the end of these 10 years. And for that we need to use a different table. For the single payment, we use the present value of $1, or sometimes that's called the present value of a single sum. What it means is it's just a one-time amount. So we're looking for something that's just a one-time amount. And so the face value, which is only going to get paid back once, would fall into that category. Again, we use the 5%. We go down to 20 interest periods at 5%. We use the same rationale, and we come up with 0.377. So let's put that in our calculation. Okay, so 300,000 times 0.377 gives us 113,100, and that is the present value of the face value, meaning $300,000 10 years from now at these interest rates is the same as 113,100 in today's dollars. We add those two together and we get an issuance of, or the price of the bond of 318,723. All right, let's see if, by the way, if this makes sense to us, because this is a bond now that is selling at a premium. Right, this bond is selling for more than that's a U, selling for more than what our face value is. And let's see if that makes sense. Well, our bond is paying 11%, and the market is paying 10. So if our bond is paying more than the market rate, doesn't that mean that we'll be able to sell our bond for more than its face value? Yes. Then, of course, the journal entry we would make to record this is we would debit cash for the 318,723. We would credit bonds payable for the face value, because that's the amount we're going to have to pay back, 300,000, and we would credit, in this case, premium on bonds payable for the difference, which is 18,723, and then we would amortize that premium over the life of the bond.